record.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. It is, these are the zoning citation hearings and proceedings. Today is January 22nd, 2005. It's about 2:01, 2:02 in the afternoon, 2:04 according to the computer. There's an agenda with looks like 12 items on it, and what I will start off with is by saying these are fairly informal proceedings to begin with, to get a sense of where the violations stand and what the potential is for resolution, and whether or not we need to have a formal public hearing. Although these are fairly informal, we can only record one person speaking at a time, and we try to go about this in an orderly way. So with that, my name is Robert Maslin. I'm the hearing officer, and as such, I am not an employee of the city or the zoning department. I do this on a voluntary basis. So, Mr. Hall, are there any matters that we can dispose of without having a whole discussion with property owners, et cetera?
For one, yes, the last item on the agenda, 17 Dairy Farm, they were put on the agenda last week. However, the day afterwards, they had a house fire. So they're unable to make it due to issues related to the fire. They did email me. If we'd like to go over at the end, we could, but they will not be here. And
No, we'll just continue that
Okay.
till next month. And what do you have for a meeting date next month?
We have the last week, Wednesday of the last week, so I believe that is the 26th, I believe. Yes, the 26th, February 26th.
February, yep. Okay, so you'll continue that to February 26th?
Yes.
2 p.m.?
Yes.
Okay,
And I have been in contact with the representative for the homeowner.
all right, then we can just. I'll write that up if you want, just. Any others that we can dispose of? Any resolutions that?
Resolutions,
And you don't have to get involved in much of a discussion on.
yes, so for resolutions, 17 Felix Lane, number 2 on the agenda. He cleared his violation. I'm not recommending a fine for this one.
All right, why don't we just dismiss that?
Okay.
Or close it?
Yes.
The violation has been resolved?
Yes.
Okay. Any others?
No. No, I think every other one should have at least a brief discussion.
Okay. All right, then we'll go down in the order they appear on the agenda. The usual way of doing this is the first items on the agenda are already pending from a previous session, and toward the end, we shift over to the new ones. So the first one up is 8 Kendall Court.
Yes.
Anybody here on that?
Don't believe so. I was in contact with him. He got oral notice last time. He did not respond, letting me know whether he'll be here or not. This is a boat one.
This is the boat that's
Yes.
been. What's the
Just let me get the presentation up.
what's the status?
So the boat has been removed. So here is. We'll remove the Friday after our last hearing. Let's post this up. Share screen. Yeah, so this is dating back from a while ago, this one. So the issue was the boat on the front yard. This one right here, it's been there for, I want to say, since last May. And so the Friday.
I'm gonna pass that until the end of the meeting too.
Okay.
14 Nolan Street,
Yes, and we have someone here for that.
coffee trucks.
Yes. So. 14 North.
All right, would you just tell us each your names and your relationship to this matter for the record?
My name is Zenia, I'm the homeowner.
My name is Kadir. I'm just renting the place.
I'm sorry, it's,
Kadir Action. My name is Kadir Action and
Okay.
I'm renting the place.
okay. All right, so
Yes,
Mr. Hall,
yeah, so this was the coffee shop issue, this was the violation, this is a picture from back in September, how there were storage of
Right.
coffee truck materials, two of them materials, so since our last hearing, the violation from my inspections and the neighbor, the original complainant, the violation has been removed. And I cannot look anyone in the eye and
That's
say the
the-
violation.
13th,
Yeah, this is the 13th of, ignore
Okay.
the bottom, yeah, so 13th of this month, the property has been removed, cleaned up. So yeah, I would say that the violation has been removed, there's just the issue of if you want to testify or not.
during the course of this, I know it's been quite a while, but have the owners been, either the owners or the people responsible for the coffee truck been responsive and cooperative?
Owners, yes, tenants not so much, but owners, yes, so in total, yes, I have been getting contact.
Took a while, but
Correct, yes,
there's no violation in that.
yes.
All right, then we can, you're not recommending a fine?
I'm recommending just a $300 fine.
What am I
That's,
looking at? What am I
oh,
looking
is that on
at?
the-
Oh, that's Felix Lane.
Oh, yes. Yeah, 300 and it's a matter that be closed.
Oh, this is since August.
Yes, so yeah, it did take a while, but do appreciate the help with getting the situation resolved. Neighbors are happy, we're happy. They're entitled, the state max fine is $12,000, so definitely
Do we
don't
need a fine at all now that they're in conformance?
don't need one, just I'm recommending just a small $300 fine up to you.
What's the status of your truck?
Right now, we storing them in the restaurant, front of the restaurant. There's a parking lot.
That's, okay,
Yes,
could have done that in August.
No, the thing is, we didn't know. We just got the restaurant in a few months is in, and then yeah, we just moved there.
Okay. Do you have any objection, Mr. Hall, if I just close this without a fine?
I will not, no.
That's what I'm doing.
Sound good? And if the issue does come up, per state statute, we could resend a
You
citation.
can redo it and
Correct,
then you don't need the initial waiting and all that.
Correct, yeah,
You don't need a notice of violation the
Mm.
second time around.
correct, yes.
So do you understand all of that?
Yeah,
In other words, it's a little shorter trip to getting fined next time. So I see the picture, looks like everything's in order, so. Okay,
Thank you.
that's it. Thank you.
Very good.
Thank you. so much.
Thank you very much for the help.
56 Nursery Street.
Yeah, we have someone here. Did you need a translator?
No.
You do? Yes.
See our translator is here.
Yes. I booked it a week in advance, just in case.
This is the one with the shed that's partially on state property.
Correct, yes.
What's the status now?
So the status is,
Oh, I'm sorry, wait. I need names for the record.
Mario Colindres,
Okay,
Luis Estrella, I'm the Spanish translator.
fine. Okay. Mr. Hall, this is the one with the shed that's built partially on state property?
correct, yes. The shed at the rear,
Shed fixed out.
the garage for the motorcycles, non-American motorcycles, if I remember correctly, it was
Non-American.
Yes.
motorcycles.
remember that joke from last time?
Yep.
So yes.
What's the status?
So status was a permit was issued for relocation of the garage. That was,
Permiso para mover el shed.
approved within the last hearing, don't have the date on me, I believe it was October eleventh was the day that it was approved.
Aprobaron el 11 de octubre.
No, I'm sorry, October 18th.
El
It
18.
was approved, so now he is within the permit, it's this garage right here. So it's now he got the zoning approval from us, he is now working with health department and building department and Department of Public Works. I guess have some issues regarding leaching fields and other
Yeah,
things.
septic,
Yeah,
septic system.
¿Tiene séptico?
yeah, I have
Yeah.
the health department, permit now.
We got that, okay,
Yeah.
good, okay. Yeah, so it's just
That's because of the additional impervious.
correct, yeah.
Okay.
So he did get the approval, he's working on it, the only matter was whether if we want to continue this.
Do you have a building permit?
¿Tienes un permiso para hacer
No, porque tenía que sacar y ayer me dieron el
¿Qué es eso que es?
health department.
He said not yet, because you had to wait for the health department, you had to get draw plans.
Which tracks with
Do
the
you have
permit
to do
process.
drainage or any of that? Or you-
For on our department, we don't have any requirements, but with health or other departments that where it might come in.
Well, there's a whole septic B100 code.
Mm.
Okay, all right, what do you want to do?
So I would actually like to move this to the March hearing, just give him time to get the building permits. We don't have a March hearing set yet, but just want to give him some time to get the building permit, start the relocation, allow the ground to thaw out if he needs any groundwork. We don't have a date for March yet, so.
26th?
26, that works.
Pero el 26 de marzo.
And not recommending a fine at this time.
No están recomendando multa.
26, you said.
March 26th at 2 p.m.?
26 de marzo a las 2 p.m.
There's the sheet for it.
Six. Okay. March 26th, do you need a?
I'll send notes.
Y van a mandar una carta.
Thank you. Great, you're all set.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
44 grand.
Yes. Grandview, yeah.
¿Y otro autor?
Your name, sir, for the record?
Su nombre.
Gilbert Lincoln. Gilbert Lincoln.
Pull up the,
Roberto?
Yes.
yes, so this 44 Grandview, this was the issue with the two driveways and the commercial vehicle, the box truck.
This is one where there was a box truck and a kind of a makeshift driveway.
Correct, yes. So the driveway issue has been resolved. However, as of the 13th, this month, last week, the truck has still been there.
Okay.
So, oh,
El
yeah.
problema con el driveway ya lo resolvieron, pero desde el
Sí.
13 de este mes todavía
Put the
está
same
el
truck?
camión
Yes.
comercial.
Sí, lo tengo a
I
veces.
do have older
Yo lo que
photos.
pasa es que tengo ya un
That's
parqueo
all
ya,
Okay.
Ujú.
solo que ese parqueo abren a las 8 de la mañana. Pues cuando yo tengo trabajo, pues dejo parqueo del camión, los días que tengo trabajo.
He said, that he already found a spot for the truck. It's just, on the days, they open at 8 a.m. The doors don't open till 8 a.m. So on the days that he has to work, he has to leave before 8 a.m. He leaves it in the driveway because he won't be able to get into the storage where the truck is stored before 8 a.m. So,
Gotta show it's part-time at the property, the
um,
truck.
so está en su propiedad part-time,
A veces,
sometimes.
no, a veces.
Sometimes. How often is sometimes?
Cuando
Ok.
tengo trabajo, cuando tengo trabajo, el camión de parqueo porque salgo a trabajar a las 6 de la mañana, porque se abre a las 8 de la mañana.
Only on the days that I have work. Since I have to leave at 6 a.m. and they don't open till 8, I leave it out front.
Gotcha. How many days a week does he work?
¿Cuántos días a la semana?
Un día
He
o
said
2 días. pero-
one day, 2 days.
Gotcha.
Sábado, domingo está parqueado en
He
así.
said on the weekends, Saturday and Sundays, in storage.
Gotcha, okay.
Wait a minute, I'm not. Is this a full-time job? What is this? Is this his own business?
¿Este es su propio negocio?
Sí,
Yes.
yes,
And it's a moving business?
Es una compañía de
What kind-
mudanza.
una
Okay,
de insulación.
it's an installation business.
Or insulation?
Yes.
And when he says on days where he has to work, what exactly
So he
does that
doesn't- so-
mean? Doesn't he work
so-
every day?
En los días, cuando dice que en los días que te tienen que trabajar, ¿no trabaja todos los días?
Del camión no está.
He's, no, he said when on the days that I don't work, the truck isn't there. It sounds like he doesn't have like, full-time work. So sounds like, although he's the business owner, he doesn't have full-time work. So on the
So
days
when
that
when he's got an insulation job,
Yeah.
he starts it before 8 o'clock.
Yeah, he starts it before 8 o'clock.
And when does he park the truck on those days?
So he has what looks to be like a receipt for a self-storage for business.
No, not
Or-
yet. I wanna, let's say he's got a job on Tuesday morning.
Okay.
When does he park the truck there?
So, suponiendo que tú tienes un trabajo el martes en la mañana, ¿a qué hora usted parquea el camión ahí?
Traigo en la tarde,
¿Cómo qué hora es la
como
tarde?
esto cierran a las 6:40, a las 6 de la tarde traigo hasta la hora que salga 5 de la
Probably
mañana,
around
6 de la
6
mañana.
PM in the afternoon.
On Monday?
On Monday, 6 PM on Monday.
And it's that there overnight.
Yes. Está ahí durante la noche.
Sí, en la noche.
And how often?
No.
He said one or 2 days a week.
And what happens when he gets busy and it's 3 or 4 days a week?
¿Y qué va a pasar cuando se esté busy y sea 3 o 4 días a la semana?
Luego el camión está en el trabajo.
He said he would,
Yeah.
on days that I have multiple days of work, I leave it on the job.
Y no saco delivery, solo el camión material.
Yeah, he said, it's just, everything gets delivered to the
Why
truck
not
while on
leave
the
it on
job.
the job the night before?
Dice, ¿por qué no lo dejas en el trabajo la noche anterior?
Cuando tengo sí lo dejo, pero a veces cuando voy a trabajo nuevo recién entro al día siguiente, al día que voy a hacer el trabajo recién llevo el camión.
He said, if I have a job, I'll leave it there, but if it's a new job where I'm going on the first day, I leave the truck there.
Mr. Hall,
I would say that's still only like part-time, well, obviously, yeah,
well,
it's-
the problem is you're not supposed to park a commercial vehicle in a residential
Yeah,
zone.
el
yes,
problema es que
overnight.
no puede estar ahí durante la
Sí,
noche,
sí,
durante
ya.
la noche, no importa,
size.
you know, por el
Desde-
tamaño, no importa.
Ya
you
estoy
know,
buscando otro parqueo, solo
el
que
temporario.
el problema es el store que encontré abre a las 8 de la mañana, 6:40, pero estoy buscando otro parqueo.
He said he's currently looking for a different storage place. That's just the one he found.
Yeah, I'm trying to
You know,
work something out where it's
at the
gonna
moment.
work. I mean,
Yeah,
Ya, solo
You
que
can't
ahorita
say,
por-
well, I'm only gonna violate it once in a while. That doesn't work. either.
yeah,
Solo por la temporada están llenos los parqueos, entonces me dijo que esperara también a otro lado, pero por el momento encontré eso.
due to the season, all the commercial vehicle parking is full. So it's difficult to find commercial.
But,
I'm just trying.
I would argue
yeah, I
that,
know, I got that. What is it about the season?
I would argue, if you don't mind, that the citation was sent
And
back
this
in
is
August
back in May.
15th, so it's been like more than, like, it's been half a year.
Yeah, él dijo que, esto está desde agosto, so ya, van más de 6 meses que, no importa la temporada, el camión sigue ahí.
Ujú, no, ya no está, solo que los días que tengo trabajo no me da otra opción porque acá abren a las 8 de la mañana.
He said, he's trying everything he can, it's just on the days that he has work, he's sitting in the morning.
I would argue that doesn't completely remove
We've
violation.
been at this a while.
Digo que eso no le va a mover, no. Solamente lo parque ahí un día o dos, no le va a quitar la multa.
Yo no sé si me pueden dar más tiempo hasta encontrar otro parqueo porque es el único parqueo por el momento que he encontrado yo.
Can you
Estoy
get an
tratando de
extension on
buscar.
time to find another parking, 'cause that's the only one he's found so
Yeah.
far,
Para mover por completo.
just to move it, completely.
Yeah, how many times we met, this would be the fourth time, I believe we met.
Esa es la cuarta vez que
Fourth
usted
hearing
viene
on
aquí.
Fourth hearing, I believe, yes.
Esa es la cuarta vez que usted viene aquí
So
Ujú.
y soy.
it was like the second or
Yeah.
third, I've got no issue giving someone a fair thought to fine, but has been a while.
No.
And the violation is completely removed.
Si hubiera sido la segunda o tercera vez que usted viniera aquí, necesitara más tiempo, no importara, le dieran más tiempo, pero es la cuarta vez que usted viene aquí y todavía sigue así.
No, el camión no sigue.
He said
Cuando
it's
tengo
only-
trabajo,
it's
sí
only
lo
there
pongo ahí.
part-time, not full-time.
Ah,
I would say that if like a shed was built in the wrong spot, even if it magically disappears a few days a week, the violation is still there.
Aunque sea una vez, part-time, todavía hay una violación una vez a la semana. So, el problema es que el camión no puede estar ahí durante la noche al amanecer,
But my recommendation was that a fine be assessed and citation be sent, to, keep the motivation. The state maximum that we could fine
I
would be,
see that.
yeah, $23,000. I believe that is a bit hefty, even though it has been a while, a lot of staff time has been
Okay.
spent.
Well, you've been working on
Su
it.
recomendación va a ser, darle si no lo va a mover, la recomendación de él va a ser darle una multa. Y la multa que el Estado recomienda es 23,000, pero él piensa que es un poco mucho, pero le va a tener que dar una multa.
yo ya tengo el camión parqueo en otro sitio. Los días que tengo, no tengo trabajo, está ahí. No encuentro otro parqueo.
He said you can't, it's just only there part-time.
Ya. No, no es parte de eso. Los días que nada más que
Yeah,
tengo
it's
trabajo.
only on the days that he works.
Mhm. Yeah, I understand
so
that, but
it's just-
the violation has not been removed. In my position, I can't look at the property and say the violation is clear.
En su posición, él no puede ver, pasar por ahí, ver el camión ahí, aunque sea una noche, y decir que el problema está solucionado.
You said you were looking for another place to park.
Usted dijo que está buscando otro sitio para parquear.
Sí,
Yes.
ya.
How long have you been looking?
¿Cuánto tiempo tiene buscando?
Yo tengo buscando desde diciembre, noviembre.
Since
Since
he said he had been
November?
looking since
Yeah.
November.
Todo lo que ya tienen rentado hasta que termine la temporada de invierno.
He said that the places that he's gone to always say, to just let the winter season go by, the winter go by, and then there'll be plenty of spaces to open up. Once, I guess, once the seasonal workers start back up, I assume. It's the only thing I could think of.
In all these 700 pages, there's nothing in there about letting violations go part-time.
En esas 700 páginas que hay ahí, no hay nada que diga, de dejar una violación pasar por una temporada.
Sí, yo lo entiendo, pero ahorita, como ve, tengo un parqueo y no hay otro parqueo, no es que yo no quiera hacer.
He said, I have no other choice.
Tough, but
Yeah.
when you have your own business, you have to do everything right.
Él dijo que es difícil, pero cuando tienes tu propio negocio tienes que hacer todo, todo bien.
Sí, sí es lo que estoy haciendo.
No,
Yo
he
no
said,
sabía.
He said, I didn't know at first, just trying to, do things
no-
correctly.
I got it.
Recién
Mr.
tengo
Hall,
ese-
I'm sorry, you were gonna say
Yo
something.
recién tengo ese camión parqueado desde abril, ¿cuándo fue? Marzo, desde marzo.
He said, he understands that it's
Yeah.
been there since about March. And that,
We're almost at March.
Ya, y de marzo estaba en Stanford como 3 meses.
he said it was in Stanford before, so he's just trying to
Estaba
find
en
places.
julio, hasta julio más o menos estaba.
What if we, put it over until February with the caveat? If it's not resolved by February, the February meeting,
Mhm.
there'll be a fine and it's not gonna be less than $1,000.
Okay,
Could we go a higher fine or that's what you're willing
It's
to go?
not gonna be less than that.
Okay,
Leave it at that. We'll see what happens between now and the February meeting.
okay.
But is that, I mean,
I don't want to tell them until you guys agree that.
no, that's,
Okay.
that's,
Okay, so.
no, you
is-
tell them as we're
So
talking.
what's,
that's
what's,
fine.
okay, so what's it's the February 23rd?
What I'm,
26.
26th?
I'd like to hear his comments
Okay,
on this.
so,
What I'm
Lo que él
thinking
puede
is,
hacer es
Yeah.
que lo puede mover esa cita hasta el 26 de febrero, pero si usted no tiene parqueo de aquí al 26 de febrero, le van a dar multa y va a ser el mínimo, no saben cuánto, pero va a ser el mínimo $1,000, mínimo. No saben, puede ser más, pero el mínimo va a ser $1,000 de aquí al 26 de febrero si no tiene un parqueo.
Que no, estoy en una espera de unos parqueos, no voy a encontrar unos parqueos, si me puede dar por lo menos un poco más de
He said
tiempo.
He's on a waiting list for a parking space.
Understand, but
Would be able to do.
this has
more
been
time.
going, I understand that,
Ujú.
and
Él entiende
we're
eso.
at,
Ujú.
this is January, 6 months
Y
now.
él, tiene 6 meses viviendo aquí, en esos 6 meses,
And the
que
other
empezó
thing
antes
is,
de la temporada.
and the other important factor is this started as a blight complaint from the neighbors, right? Mr.
Yes,
Hall?
correct.
So it's not just Mr. Hall, it's the neighbors that are.
Yeah,
concerned.
so eso empezó, porque sus vecinos se quejaron. So no es nada más la ciudad que está involucrado, también sus vecinos tienen que,
This,
ver
Yes.
que el problema esté solucionado también.
Hasta que termine la temporada de invierno, lo tienen
No creo-
cuadros de landscaping.
No
tienen
creo que van
ocupado
a
la-
tiempo. He said, could just, if it would be possible to wait for the landscapers to start so that,
No puede mover la calle tampoco ya.
I'm looking at, let me just say something. To wait for the landscapers to start, right? We're in January, the landscapers are gonna start in a couple of months. This whole matter started in May.
Yeah.
What's different about,
Eso,
Things
eso
now.
empezó en mayo. ¿Qué va a pasar diferente si cuando en mayo podías, tenías
No,
espacio para.
Yo
Para
no
parqueo,
sabía,
pero
no
ahora-
sabía que en esa parte de que vivo yo no estaba prohibido parquear
Okay,
también
he said,
comercial.
back in May, he wasn't aware that he couldn't park a commercial vehicle.
well, you had to find out pretty
Hasta-
quickly because
Hasta noviembre que tuve la audiencia, en noviembre
He said
que me
till-
están moviendo a
till
mandar a
November.
mover.
When he started coming to the hearing.
The first citation
Yeah.
was sent way before that.
Primero lo hice por el
I
driver
remember-
que habilitaba.
Yes. Yeah, so,
notice of violation, June 12th,
yes.
My birthday.
2020.
No.
So, la primera carta le llegó el 12 de junio.
Ya, pero ese
So-
es el del parqueo supuestamente que está habilitado para el camión.
He said,
Yeah.
he said when this first started, it was because of the gravel in the driveway.
Oh, both.
Yeah.
but-
Era-
Oh,
era-
yeah,
era-
eso
era
yo
los
lo-
dos,
One was
pero-
fixed, and we appreciate that, but
Yeah.
so the other.
Ahí dice del parqueo, entonces eso ya lo levantamos en noviembre, creo.
He said, so that, the driveway was fixed in November,
Mhm.
so it's just now. Still looming here.
Even then, from June to November it took. For the driveway, and that was gravel, right?
Yes. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna continue this to February 26th.
Lo van a continuar hasta
Sí.
febrero 26 a las 2 p.m.
And I am advising that there may be a fine assessed in February. And it may be a minimum of $1,000.
Que va a haber multa, si no hay parqueo, va a haber
I'm
multa.
hoping we don't get there. but-
Mínimo $1,000.
I can't
Que
let
ojalá
this
que no
go.
llegue a eso, pero que no puede ser más nada.
And I'll send notice for this.
Mm. Febrero, marzo, por lo menos un mes más se puede. Un mes más hasta marzo. Yo
Would
creo
you
que en
be-
marzo ya pueden
Would
encontrar.
you be able to do up to March,
Por favor.
please?
Up to Mr. Hunt.
February.
Febrero.
That's it, thank you.
And I'll send notice.
Febrero 26.
Ok, ¿de día se puede parquearse o no?
Can he park it there during the day, but not overnight?
No.
No.
Incidental parking,
Okay.
if he wants to stop home and pick something up or drop something off, I don't think anybody's gonna complain.
Sí, si es,
But you can't just store it there.
si es algo que, que tienes que pasar por tu casa a buscar algo,
En ese caso,
unos,
sí.
unos minutos lo dejas ahí, pero no es que lo vas a parquear ahí porque, que
Ujú.
Okay,
Ok.
all right.
Ok, thank you so much.
Nine Fulmar.
Yes. Does anyone else need a translation by any chance? Spanish translation?
Will he receive notice?
Yes, I'll
Yes.
speak, yeah. But yeah, I think you're good. Yes. Thank you. Lamar.
Yeah.
Ooh, map.
Well, I drew a map.
This one was,
This one, that was here before?
Yes,
Yeah.
one time, I believe.
So it was 10,000 square
Okay,
feet,
Before you start,
Names.
names for the,
Dominic Franco.
Patricia Franco?
okay,
Um,
and you're the property owners?
Yes.
Mind if I take this? Yeah, so this was the clear cutting of the,
Yeah, it's on the left side of the property, the whole
Right here.
area. was-
correct, yeah,
So it's right here.
Mhm.
I measured it.
oh, nice. So the
It's
last,
over 10,000 feet.
okay,
It's 13.
Okay.
So it's,
where we last left off was, we requested that that they meet with Brian to talk about, applying for a special permit application, because that's the only way to resolve this. They did meet with Brian. Brian just said, get a survey and remeasure it just to make sure that you need a special permit. So
and
that.
then I drew it. He told me to draw it out.
Mhm.
So this is what we planted. We planted all these trees already. Okay, these trees don't matter. The house don't matter. This is the side that matters. So we planted from here to here. We didn't plant these yet because it's off season now. I have to wait till May. I got new lawn area here, new lawn area here. I didn't put new lawn here yet. This is along the road and this is just kind of along the side of the house. So this is all complete. That is, but the bushes behind it aren't. And, I have this type of shrubs we're gonna plant back there. So, bayberries, mountain laurels, red twig dogwoods. That's gonna go behind there, and this is my property line. So, I can't do anything until spring. So we got this far until spring.
Well, just,
Well, this had nothing to do with it anyway.
so this is the area that was cleared. How far over?
So the dark red line from the shed. Shed over.
Okay,
So that's how I got the measurement. I got the measurement.
what's
off
the
map.
area that
It's
triggers,
10,000 square feet or more.
10 or more, and it's 13.
what is? Show me, outline what the 13 is.
Oh, okay. So,
Here's-
hang on, I got glasses.
you can use this again.
I got glasses. So you got 87,
I could,
Wanna
we do
add
have
this up?
scales, I could grab.
Oh,
them.
you went right up to the property line.
Twenty scale.
I went right up to the line, just like someone goes almost
Yeah.
up to the line of the fence.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I went 87.3 square feet. I,
Pencil?
now,
87 by 138.
well, you can almost do it that way. Here we go. So you got, 85. You got 85 feet. And you got, or you can almost take it.
85 is up to here, so it starts, where is he measuring from
Okay.
here? Yeah, 85 from the property line in would be right here, pretty much where the shed starts.
Okay, then you can, then I gain feet. That's what that means.
And what triggers it?
10,000 square feet.
10,000
Yeah,
square.
you move it over. That's if you went front boundary and rear boundary.
Mhm.
Mhm. And I got the Merritt Parkway right behind me, so that's why we didn't cut anything down. We didn't, so our line, you know, we still kept all
All the trees are.
the overgrowth. Should I say that? from Merritt
So what are
Parkway.
these trees here?
These are Norway,
proposed or they're
Norway
already there?
spruces.
They're
So
there.
They grow big.
Are they already
They're
there?
already there.
They're there. Here,
Were they there
actually, I got
before?
pictures. No, I planted them.
This is from last week, or,
Yeah, you can see them all.
You can see 'em.
A little dark.
yes.
Is that the parkway in the back? or is
Yeah.
that-
Yes.
Correct.
Oh,
in
it's
our
right
backyard.
there.
Right there.
We have a very
We can
bad
see right
camera,
across.
so-
When wintertime, we see the people right across.
Yeah, bad camera, apologies for that.
Yeah, it's kind of a.
Yeah,
Sounds like a new kid.
Trying to get a new one.
yeah, so here they are. So those are Norway
Yeah,
spruces.
yeah.
So we got the grass to grow in before this date. This is the other side of the yard. Oh, here's the shed. So I didn't get to the shed. So
Let
here,
me ask a kind of a,
this is the lawn, the street
Yeah.
and the side of the house.
let me ask a question.
Mhm.
it's 10,000 feet. What if he replanted and left 10,000 square feet of lawn?
It would still need a special permit approval. The commission will have to approve it.
Like,
Just I believe it's a drainage issue that the trees absorb water. They just wanna.
It absorbs water. So this is what I'm trying to do.
Mhm,
I'm trying to get all my, it's a level, flat level land.
mhm.
So I'm trying to get my grass
well, yeah,
in.
my question was though, if he, let's say he didn't do anything yet,
Mhm.
and if he cleared out 999,
Mhm.
9,999 square feet,
Mhm. They'll need just a regular zoning approval, like
Okay.
over the counter.
so,
Why
oh, we
don't
still
I-
need a zoning approval for that?
Mhm.
What if you cut
And-
down one tree?
It's 5,000 square feet, now if you need a zoning
Oh,
approval.
5,000,
Mhm.
okay.
Oh, you still need 5,000?
Mhm, Just for a regular over the counter.
Oh, really?
Anything over 5,000.
Mhm.
Oh, well, I guess
So if
not.
he went to 9,999.
You'd
in
still
other
need it
words,
over the counter.
I'd still
he
need
needed
over
over
the
the
counter.
counter, but he wouldn't need to go to the commission.
Correct, yeah. That's why Brian wanted them to measure it out just to see where that.
So he
where-
did
where
say
are you-
measure.
Where are you? with this?
So I can take
You see
all
what I'm
this out.
saying?
I could take all this out. And I can move over some trees. I can move them over.
But you know what I'm trying to do?
I got exactly what you're
You know,
doing.
you
Yeah,
could stay with it over the counter
yeah.
by, replanting. Right, you've already got this in the plan.
I got it in a plan.
This, let me ask this question. How much planting would cure the violation?
That is up to the knowledge and the wisdom of the board. That's something that's not just me, that magic number. But that's why, I think the best course of action here, I think I recommended.
Well,
continuing this.
is there a way that the zoning, whoever the enforcing
Mhm.
officer is? You said Brian?
Brian, yeah, he had that special permit.
Yeah, what did we bring him? We brought him something.
What would he be able to sign off on without going to the commission?
I believe anything under 10,000 square feet, we could do that administratively.
In this situation?
Yes. I think the best course of action, I do want to continue this to the March hearing.
No, I got that. I mean,
where-
we're still in.
Yeah.
In the process here,
Mhm.
but if you get down to 9,999 square feet of clear.
Mhm.
And
That's something that we can do.
everything is in order as far
Mhm.
as Brian's concerned, does that cure the violation?
Yes, that would, yeah. If they get a zoning approval.
If you
Yeah,
get Brian to
just the
sign off,
paperwork, yeah.
right?
The plans could be there, but we still need the paperwork. So,
No, I got
Gotta
it. No,
go something for
that's-
this.
Have you approached it that way, or is this something, a new concept I'm laying out for
I don't
you?
think they ever, yeah, they
We
never
didn't approach
really,
This way, he did say, he asked me to go measure it. He goes, is it 10,000 square feet? I'm like, well. We got a letter you saying you guys said it was
Mhm.
10,000 square feet.
Mhm.
Now, did someone go out and measure it, or they just took a wild guess and
I
said? he
did the
did it?
satellite, I did,
Well, they have.
They have measured.
Very
it, so I-
fancy
Oh,
Yeah.
no, They have the ability to.
Well,
Thanks to
so
that.
so then I get it.
Yeah, so I measured out, I was pretty liberal.
So
with
now
my
you,
estimate.
yeah, you,
I was
see,
liberal.
you're way off now. So the
You're going right
shed,
up to the house.
I'll go to the.
you're
March
right
meeting.
up the house.
I did this,
I can show you where the, go to the shed.
this guy right
No,
here.
I got it. I.
That's the shed. That's the
Wait,
woods.
Hold on. You asked how they know, and this is how they know.
I got that one. That's pretty cool. I'm not really, I'm at the
I use
computer.
this all the time.
I like that.
it's a good.
So-
You can
That's
do
very
it too. It's part of.
So
the
that's
GIS.
why I went to the shed with the line, because that was just nothing, no grass. It was dead dirt. This house hasn't been taken care of for 60 years. So, I'm putting grass
Is
there.
that a built? How big is this lot? And what
I
zone?
so
are we-
believe it's an
1.3,
acre, right? It should say here.
What zone is it?
CD1L, the old AAA zone, so the acre zone.
Yeah, the
Oh, so
acre
you're still- You're
zone.
not making two lots here. so-
No,
No.
What are you on septic or?
Yeah.
septic.
That's on the other
Septic's
side of the
the
house.
yeah, over here.
It's over there, yeah, to the left of the deck.
So what is your overall plan?
So I just wanted to clear out the other side, so it just open it up, so just,
So you have a little bit less.
More-
cleared Than you. were planning.
yeah, clear it more, not usable, because you can't use it for nothing, but, playing
light.
kickball or something.
More natural
Yes.
light and less limbs falling on the house.
Making this- Well, this is another thing. So
Yeah.
we left all the trees. So all those trees are
You see the
there.
shadows, yeah.
So I didn't cut down any trees. I only claimed underbrush.
Mhm.
Okay, so I know it's a big deal cutting down trees.
Oh, wait a minute. I thought he cut trees.
No trees.
It was that is a part of the code, because according to conservation, that helps with the water retainment. That's not what I went to school for, so I'm not too knowledgeable about that, but did you meet with Alexis yet? Cause I did
No,
want
I
to,
didn't meet with her. She wasn't feeling good the day I came in. But
I don't think I remember. that.
I know about trees, cutting a certain caliper down.
It's
You have to replace it and then put a bond up and all this and.
622D. For the
Is there a
regulation.
definition?
Do not believe so.
All right, 6 what?
622D.
What page?
Oh, don't have it written down. I can pull it up though.
622. Article 6?
Yes. What's the new updated ones? We change this every week. It might be a different page number. On the updated one, it's page 335, so I'm assuming around there. And yeah, so yeah, excavation or grading of more than, that's how they do it.
622.
The 1,000 square feet of yards of soil, who put 1,000 square feet of?
Excavation.
Oh, that's like if you dig, like if you're like removing like the dirt itself, 10,000,
Oh, I
10,000,
see.
but it's 0.2, that's soil disturbance, clear cutting, including removal of vegetation / ground cover of 10,000 square feet and more of area.
We didn't take out, we put in
Soil
more.
disturbance, clear cutting. Including
What is
removal.
vegetative ground cover?
It's just weeds and like brambles.
I'm asking the
Oh,
regulator.
That is all like the underbrush, like bushes, evergreens, that type of,
What about dead stuff?
Yeah,
that stuff, that is, to my knowledge, that is okay to be cleared, but that's, I would have to get a second opinion for that, because,
You see what's going on in California.
yes.
that's
Yeah.
bad.
I mean, it
So that's one of the reasons why we are cleaning it. 60 years, trees were
I
all,
got it.
bro, it was just a.
I'm trying to get you to a point where
Yeah,
there's the least amount of issue
Mhm.
here. Clear cutting. That's not defined.
Yes, correct, yeah, it should be, but I don't believe it is. I could double check.
Well, I get the excavation or grading, but you didn't do any of that.
no, there was
So-
no grading, there's nothing. Wow.
Let's see, did we add a definition to it?
All right, so you need a special permit. What are the standards?
This will be I believe will be the first application, so we,
You haven't figured out the standards.
So he
That's
needed,
pretty
he
fine.
needed a drawing.
Uh,
With the
so
special
Wayne-
application,
Wayne did that?
Yes,
he needed a drawing with the special, which.
All right, have
to
you,
apply
have you
for.
sat down with Brian? on
No,
this?
no, I came in
No, we
and
came
talked.
in and he was kind of in the back and came out real quick
And he
and
said, go get a survey and you haven't.
He says you need a landscape plan.
Show what's
so-
there now.
So just
and
show,
what proposed.
so I'm proposing a meeting of me, Brian, the conservation officer, and you guys, just so we can tackle this, go over it, see the best.
it's probably more right here.
Mhm.
This is very helpful to have this.
And your Alexis would be for her
Mhm.
expertise, not that
Yes.
she's got any jurisdiction. over
Correct,
this.
yeah.
It's more for woodland plants and.
Yeah.
Wetlands and
Mhm.
stuff like that.
Mhm.
And am I being too presumptive to say the idea is to get this just under 10,000 square feet, so you don't have to do a whole special permit application?
That I want to leave to Brian, because he may want the commission to look at this, so.
Okay.
That's why I want to bump this to March. We can schedule a time with all of us between now and
Okay
then.
with that?
No fines.
I mean, yeah, just to see where we're at,
Mm-hmm.
because I can't do anything until May.
Mhm.
I can't grow any grass till May. You think you can in April, but you can't.
It's just not happening.
Believe me, it's cold and.
All right, so you'll get in touch with Brian and everybody and
Yes, and
coordinate.
just set up a time, we can meet, hash it out and, see what the best course of action is and like what exactly material will be needed and everything.
Okay, so what should
How
we
did
just,
this come in? Somebody complained?
I believe that's usually the case, referral from the wetland agency, yeah, so I believe Alexis took a look at it and realized she
How
had
did
no.
how did she find out?
They take anonymous complaints to wetlands, agency, so that could be the case. We did have a few complaints all across Fulmar, my colleague has a few
So
violations.
this is another one that you could have planted in May. Last year.
Last year.
you were through the chemotherapy last year,
Oh,
this
yeah.
past year.
I'm going
wasn't
through-
even
I'm
working,
going
he didn't
through
work for a-
cancer,
he didn't
so
work
I'm-
for a
this is
year,
not
so-
working.
Not recommending.
We did, no, the doctor didn't recommend you.
I'd say March. Just so they might be, so they might need to be updated or something for changes at the right time. That's the
What is
26th.
it, 26?
Yes, and I'll send a letter.
March, okay.
When you keep this, right?
Sure, yeah,
Yeah, for Brian and
Yes.
Tom,
thank you. Yeah, I'll keep this, I'll send you guys an email end of the week and we can.
Okay.
pass it, yeah.
Let us know
Thank you,
what works.
all right, thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Talk to the winners.
Yes, I'm good.
I figured on this side of town, I might as well take advantage.
Thank you.
34 Garner Street.
Yes, they're not here and they said they wouldn't be here, but I still want to talk about it, but do we want to skip it since there's people here? or
Let's
did you wanna-
skip it.
Okay,
and deal with the people who are actually here.
okay, so,
47 Woodward,
yes, they are here.
if this is the one I'm thinking about. Why don't you give us your names for the record?
Guillermo González.
Angie Gonzalez.
You're Sandra?
Angie.
Angie?
Mhm.
Need an interpreter?
No.
Are you, okay. Is this the one where there was an addition built and there's a.
Correct, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. What are we doing about this?
So last time we met, that's up reacquainted. We met in the December hearing, it was continued to today. With the expectation that we'll like meet up and everything, try to schedule an inspection, just and have and they're working on an updated
Figure out
survey.
what they need?
Yes, exactly. They have an updated survey and I did want to have an inspection. So they did come to the office with the building inspector, Mr. Guillermo came to the office with the building inspector. Because we both just talked about, because we both need separate things to do the work without permits.
Mhm.
So that was the week, yeah, that was on the 19th of December. So that day I sent an email to Miss Angie, Mrs. Angie here regarding just what we talked about and what we needed. And so I was inspection was not scheduled since then and so I just sent a hearing notice on the 13th.
What's the issue with the inspection?
We just want to get on the property just to see.
Did the building official go out? Anybody from the building department?
Not to my
Okay.
knowledge, I'll let them answer that, but not to my knowledge, no.
Then what's the problem with getting an inspection?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's really up to the department, but we said we were fine with an inspection.
The building department?
Mhm.
What are they? When's the last time you talked to?
Was
The
the
building.
19th of December.
Okay,
And
so-
we expressed that we would like to schedule an inspection.
Yeah, but what are they doing?
Not sure.
Have you talked to the building department since the 19th of December?
Eso te dijimos, they, so to my understanding is they want to confront them and then they're okay with, doing that, but I think the fallback is the department, the building department.
Sí, o sea, nosotros fuimos a hablar con el departamento y el hombre dijo que necesitaba los planos de la propiedad para poder trabajar con eso.
Okay.
Entonces,
So
eso es lo que estamos
the
haciendo
building
ahora.
department said that they needed this, the plans. to work with
Okay.
the house.
Hmm.
So that's why we do have, which I brought this last time. I don't know if you have that, but I have another copy.
I'll have
We
to
do
get-
have an agreement of,
Oh, yeah, the agreement, yeah.
happening. We haven't heard, we don't have it yet, the plan, so we're just waiting for the draft of the house pretty much to be ready.
Okay, so that's an agreement with the designer.
Yeah, I brought it last time.
Yeah, I have.
But you can have this copy. if
Sure, yeah, I have it
required.
somewhere.
Well,
but
we
yeah,
don't-
so this thing-
I don't think, I don't need it, but,
Okay.
so you're talking to a designer about drawing up
This
what's
draft,
there?
yes, yeah, he already came and did everything. he
So you're
had
working
to.
on
Yeah.
it. What's the time frame?
So he went on, I think December, December, and he said to give like 2 months. We do reach out every now and then, and he says
Is he
A little
local?
backed
Where's he
up.
from?
he's from West Haven.
West Haven,
Mhm.
February?
February. Could we schedule inspection sometime next week? I'll send an email out, but I'm completely open next week.
Ahora no sé si
Una inspección.
no puedo, no sé si sería bueno esperar que estén los planos para tener algo más en concreto. No sé.
Yeah, those, do you think it's better to wait for the plans to just before the inspection, so you have something more concrete or?
I want one before and after, just so I can,
No antes y una después.
How about the building department? Have they been out to look at it? Do you know?
initially, like last year, to my knowledge, yes, like early last year, yes, but to my knowledge, not.
Is this a
anymore.
one family? Two family? How many?
The two families, it could be illegal two family.
Okay. But
So it's not a
fire
three.
marshal.
Yeah, it's not a three, so it's a fire
It's not a
marshal.
fire marshal, all right. But it's still building code.
Mhm, correct, yeah. So I
Why
can,
don't you both go over at the same time?
yes, I was thinking that, yeah, I could, so I would not, we won't schedule it today, but tomorrow I'll send an email, I'll talk to the building
It's
official.
really
and
hard
set
to
up-
get in touch with them, though. I have reached out to them through phone, through email. and
He's
I
got
get-
more juice than you.
Okay, that's
So,
good.
so it's only slightly easier,
Yeah.
but on my end, but,
Yeah, I
yeah.
will appreciate your
Oh,
help.
yeah.
I mean, the other benefit of going out now is so that the building department can look at it and tell you what you need and what you don't need.
Mhm.
If you go out and you get this all design drawn up, to some extent, he's guessing at what the building department might want. Right? Same with
correct.
you.
Mhm.
Like you may have a setback issue, you can't do much about that, but
Mhm.
the stairway and
That's all building
I mean,
code.
all that other stuff,
Mhm.
building code and what's necessary. Do you need a very expensive change or can it be done less expensively? Yeah, I
Exactly,
mean,
yeah.
that's kind of the benefit of having the building department go out, and then you know what you need.
Mhm.
And then he can incorporate that, rather than have him design something that he likes and he thinks the city's gonna want, that might be more than necessary. So I'm trying to make it a little easier. That's
Mhm.
why it's better for you and the building official. Which inspector?
Leo's been handling it, so it'll be,
Well, then,
yeah.
get together next week.
Yeah, I'll speak to Leo tomorrow and we can set up a time for next week. And a
Now,
lot of
I
time,
I don't know if we're gonna accomplish anything by February.
so March we could do,
We could do that.
yeah, so, yeah, so.
I don't wanna have you keep coming back and we don't do anything.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd like an application with, the plans we made by then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, it's gonna be a status, but you're gonna be talking. to
Yes,
them.
yeah,
So since you mentioned the stairway, I do, I don't know if it matters in the situation, but we do have, something going on with an easement of prescription
Mhm.
what that stairway is. With a lawyer and all. I don't know if that,
That was a legal word you used,
I read it.
prescriptive easement. Do you have an attorney that's working with you on
We
this?
do, yes.
Okay. I mean, that's another complicated thing.
cause yeah, there is a stairway issue on the side. Can't really see it. Oh,
See,
Google
this
it,
is
but-
what I mean. You go have somebody go out and inspect. You know, you could work through some of these issues. Oh, we don't need to get into this now.
Okay.
I know, I saw the pictures last time and I have a sense of what,
Let's go back to another unblurred day.
is that the old bread factory?
Believe so? Oh, can't really, but you
In the
can see it right
picture?
there, yeah, so there's a staircase
Yeah, I
that's,
see it. Yep, right up to the building.
yes, so that's,
Right, what street is this?
a Woodward. I think there was a fire on Woodward Ave, today.
Oh, another one?
Hmm.
Now, somewhere down there, oh, the one that. There used to be a. Well, that's down farther south. Let's see.
It was by WB Mason, the fire, from what I heard.
Oh, where was the fire?
By WB Mason, so around here.
Oh, down, oh boy,
Hmm, yeah.
they had a nasty one a few years ago
Hmm.
down there, the house. Okay, all right, so we'll continue to March 26th.
I'll send a letter and I'll send an email tomorrow for you guys.
And then we'll schedule a
Inspection for
an
next week.
inspection.
I'm free all next week, but we'll see what Leo's like, so we'll see.
What's the setback over there?
CD2, so it's 30 from the front, 6 from the side.
Think they might need a variance.
Potentially, yeah, they're working on a survey, that's why we want the updated survey. Okay, so one more item then.
Okay, all right,
That-
March 26th, and make sure you keep in touch,
Yeah.
Yeah.
all right?
Thank you.
Next would be Elmwood, and they're here. Fire.
Well, let's have your names for the record.
Good afternoon, my name is David Morello.
David Merlot is a tenant and friend. My name is Lou Gutierrez. I'm the owner.
Okay. Is this new?
It was briefly heard in December, but since it was within 10 days, you decided to
Oh,
continue.
yeah,
it
it
to
was
today.
too soon to really,
Correct, yeah. So technically it's the first.
okay,
Here.
what's up?
So what's up is we got a referral from the blight department regarding this unpermitted construction of sheds and storage of contractor equipment at the property. So here's an aerial photo of some work that was done. And
Oh, I remember seeing some of this,
yes,
yeah.
the best photo is the picture that the blight
Right.
office gave us. Whereas one shed was pre-existing, I forgot which one, but out of the 5,
One on the
4 were
left.
new. Yeah, so this one's pre-existing, 4 were new. So there's the issue of building without permits, that's one issue, and storage of contractor equipment. And we believe that there's a setback issue because in this zone, there's a 6-foot side setback
For
for
accessories.
accessory structure, yes. So if you look at an aerial 48.
All right, so what's,
Is another one of those examples. I'm sure you get all day long of someone who probably should have known better, but just was under the belief that they could do something, and it turns out that apparently they can't.
90% of my
So
cases, yeah.
we're obviously here to,
that's about 95% of the cases.
so it wasn't like this is the intentional goal
I got
to
it, I
deceive, just. First off, this particular property had a shed, which we were informed was grandfathered.
Mhm.
And, David, wanted to use, most of the stuff was
So
stored
it's
in.
grandfathered if it's residential, but not if it's commercial.
This is really not commercial. I don't know. I think that the neighbor probably concluded he is a remodeling contractor, but there are no commercial vehicles on the property. There might be a ladder on top of his pickup truck, but he's got all residential, all regular plates, no commercial plates. He's a interior remodeling contractor. He also kind of keeps up the property for me. So inside the storage is things like, there's like an excess toilets and a couple of cabinets and some appliances that I have a bunch of rental properties, and he stores them in there. They were in the basement, and he was trying to clean out the basement. So he had some extra material.
That doesn't sound like a shed being used for incidental residential purposes.
Well, there's definitely too many, and to be honest with you, he took the initiative because he had some extra material for some work and did this, and I wasn't happy about it because there were too many. And if he were to do it in retrospect, we would have, instead of having these like little guys, we would try to find out what the maximum size you can do residential without a permit or with a permit.
There's a legal term for that, coulda, shoulda, woulda.
Right. So
So the question right
clearly we
now
have to
is
do
how do we address this?
Do you know who did that survey by any chance? Or it's just
this was the original survey when
Yes.
when I
I can't
purchased
guess
the home.
that could be Wayne, I think.
Uh,
I don't know.
Good, the best way was to get the property resurveyed just to see where these sheds are, because there's a 6 foot setback line, which this should scale.
that thing doesn't put the. property
It's
line over?
not this year,
super
these are the
close.
exact property lines, so they're just an estimate, so this will be more exact.
The-
So mind if I just,
I'm pretty sure it's not 6 though.
yeah,
The
that's my worry.
GIS, the GIS
Yeah.
map is very close, but not,
So
It's
Exactly.
probably more like 4.
yeah, 6 feet would be right here. Oh, can I borrow your pencil? Thanks.
do you have markers out there for the boundaries?
Well,
corner markers or
this one
anything?
said, but
Yeah.
there is a concrete retaining wall that the neighbor.
Right here, I have a picture right here. Remember that I
That's a
showed you that
concrete-
picture
yeah,
when I
that's a
came
concrete
to talk to you?
retaining wall.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
so,
For the neighbor.
yeah.
All right,
Now,
so
I don't know if he
so
built it-
What's,
On the property line.
so let's
yeah.
get to, how do we address all this?
So the easiest would be if, moving the sheds inward to make sure it's 6 feet. You could request a variance for them, but however, you need one variance per shed, and there's an application fee, it'll be per.
Yeah,
So
no,
that'll
I
be-
I don't want to do
Where's-
that. And
what's
not only that, to be honest with you, I don't like the way that looks either.
Mhm.
So what I would be more inclined to figuring out is the little white one is the one that's.
Yeah, that's grandfather,
Right,
that's
so
okay, yeah.
is whatever is the size necessary with the proper setbacks.
Mhm.
Without a permit, I think it's like 200 square feet or,
You would need a zoning permit no matter how big, but under 200 square feet, you won't need a building permit.
you will or won't.
No matter, you can be one by one, you would need us, but if it's 200 square feet or above, you need the building department too.
Right, and now, is there a limit as to, what is the limit as to how many sheds you could have?
Oh, it's unlimited, but there's a coverage issue, so like you can only cover a certain amount for.
And what is, do you know what that is?
I could actually do that for you, so it's 11,000. Actually, I have a calculator here. Excel, love Excel. So you could cover up to. As it wants to load. There you go. 11, 3, 2, 4. So the building coverage, you can cover up to 3,201 square feet of the
Alright, so-
property. That's
So,
driveway included.
But then you got the impervious, which.
Oh, yeah.
Gives you another.
It gives you more, like 4 driveways and stuff, so for that, I'm not too worried about the building coverage. Depending on how many sheds, it could be an issue.
alright, so I guess the question is, because we would even also be open to the idea of bringing the small one back into compliance. By maybe building 200 square foot sheds next to each other, nicer looking, cleaner looking. Neighbors like them,
Mm.
that kind of thing.
Yeah, so that, no matter what, that could stay, because that's grandfathered in.
Okay,
So if you want like the 4 that were, so if you want to remove those and just making a permit application for 2 new sheds that meet the 15 feet from the back, 6 feet from the rear, that could be approved. We would need this survey to be updated just to show that, actually, we could draw it on
So
here.
we
Would you-
remove the two small in the middle?
Would you put the sheds?
we'd have to, you could combine them.
Because,
But they'll have to move. so.
because,
They have to be moved in either way.
Where's Elmwood?
This is from the
To the
neighboring
right?
property, so it's to the right, yeah.
So these sheds are down along here.
Yes.
Yeah,
mm,
and they're behind a fence and a
So that
wall.
white shed is at the back corner.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the
What if
grandfather.
you just reoriented and ran them along the back property boundary?
there's still a 15-foot rear
Oh,
setback.
15 in the
Yeah,
back?
so it'd actually be easier to.
And to be honest with you, aesthetically, this is a stone wall, this is a cement wall, the property adjacent, you can see the cars.
Mhm.
They're almost parked at the top of the.
Yeah, I
shed.
know, it's a hill.
So they,
Elmwood
with
is
the
one.
exception of the 2 upper ones, they can't even, they don't even see them.
Mhm.
You get just shrubs that are taller than the sheds. I think what probably draw their attention is the 2 on the top, which
Well, the other
Never should.
problem that I see here is this is not all keeping a lawnmower and garden tools and stuff like that, bicycles and a snow blower or something. This is materials that are in connection with somebody's work.
Well, some of
Yeah.
it's mine, some of it's
Yeah.
his.
There's.
I'm a property manager. I have a lot of properties and I put stuff in there and he put some stuff in there, but there's no, there are
Well,
no
you're kinda
tools.
On the edge there,
I know, there are no tools, there are no,
but it's still
ladders,
on
there are
the
no-
edge.
yeah,
If-
okay.
You know, you put your supplies back there, if it's not for the house. They could call it commercial.
Mhm.
I mean, that, I understand what you're saying, and people do it all the time.
all right, so we have to,
But
well, what we
doing
could
the-
probably do is bring the stuff that's business related back into the garage. And put that stuff that's house related
Yeah.
back in the shed
Or. Close off the shed, I mean.
and make it nicer.
Wide open.
Exactly.
Anybody can see what's going on. It
Exactly.
Doesn't look good.
I had that door, for that shed, you know.
But what do you do with the stuff inside?
It was baby toys, you know, that we had
We're gonna have
there,
to move
stuff
everything
with
out.
flies
We
and, you
do
know.
it.
Yeah, but is it junk?
Some of it
Maybe
is, some of it,
actually-
I've had a conversation with, some of that stuff needs to be tossed.
No, I'm already cleaned up some, a lot of
That's what I'm
stuff, yeah,
saying,
I'm
you know.
already, yeah.
See, one of the
Yeah.
problems that, people run into is, you got something like this. If it's kept nice, nobody cares, but when it starts looking bad,
Right,
then they complain.
right.
And then the snowballs, hate to use this metaphor, but the snowball starts rolling down the hill.
Mhm.
It gets bigger and bigger. And here we are,
Mhm.
you know, if they're kept. They look like they're orphan sheds that were picked up from other places and.
Well, and he
Just
kind
dropped
of
it.
like put them together with extra materials that he had from other places.
Yeah, yeah.
Which,
Yeah. I mean, the idea.
had he and I had a
is-
conversation about it before he actually did it, this wouldn't have happened, unfortunately, but
Well, it's good that you're here and you wanna work it out with them, but.
Yeah.
You know,
There is one more awkward violation, so I go back to the near map. So on the, it was cited, it was the last one, 4.3.1 D, the parking requirements. So there was parking created here, so in the front. This parking.
that's in the setback, right?
Yes, that's in the front setback. So there is a no parking. We recently changed it again. That's actually best. We can show it here. Can't have any parking within the first 30 feet of the property.
Is that the front setback now, or is that building line?
We got rid of the yard thing, thank
Oh,
God.
thank you.
Yes, so now, because it used to be 50 feet, now it's 20 feet. So no parking or parking structures can be within the first
Well, let me
30
just
feet,
ask,
which is there.
how long is that parking?
yeah, that's what I want to say, because when I bought the house, that was a gravel area. And there was parking there, so when I retopped the pavement,
One of the problems in
and virtually the entire
some
neighborhood,
neighborhoods, some neighborhoods, things were set up. Like you think a neighborhood that was built in the, let's say, 1950s. When you didn't have parking requirements, you didn't have a separate setback for parking, you were allowed to park in the front setback, all that stuff. And that, you know, you have neighborhoods that were designed and built that way, and they were compliant when they were built. Fast forward 50, 75 years, the regulations change. And the problem that people run into is it's something that's been there 50, 75 years. And conforming when it started is now an issue, but there's another legal aspect to all of this, and that is, under the law, you can't force somebody to remove something that's legally non-conforming. In other words, it was conforming when it started, but then became non-conforming, but you're allowed to keep the non-conformity under certain circumstances.
The one,
So that's my, I mean, to me, that's an issue here. And when you say, when did you buy
well,
this
let me
property?
respond to that, because if you were to drive around the neighborhood, 50% of the properties have parking in the front.
Mhm.
Okay, and not necessarily
No, I
looks
got
like it was
I
not
know.
old,
That's what I'm-
non-conforming.
Mhm.
And this property, when I bought it, that was parking too, but it was gravel.
Mhm.
Okay, and I don't know if that just wasn't noticed because it was gravel. So when I made it nice and put in the Belgian block and put it and retopped the pavement, I went over the gravel. And as you can see, aesthetically, it makes sense. And not only that, but this particular house is like 3,300 square feet with like 8 bedrooms. And there's a garage in back. To have 2 parking spaces and a garage for a house that big it doesn't make any sense. And so the
Well,
idea of removing
Mhm.
those three there is gonna be really problematic. So now, in light of the fact that
Well, how many-
virtually the
how
entire,
many
and the way
dwellings?
I'm doing it, by the way, in front, there are shrubs
Yes,
that
yeah,
are
this
9
green,
feet
yeah.
tall.
Mhm.
So there's no visual aesthetic being impacted at all by that little cutout. So
Also,
I don't know if there's something that could be.
the enter side that you see by the first car over there, it's about 6, 7 feet. That was done by the city. Because, I think a couple years ago,
Mhm.
you know, they
It's
make the
better.
street a little
So that has
smaller.
nothing to do.
Yeah, but that's for they went
That's city
inside,
property,
they
yeah.
went inside into the left side too as well.
So I will,
Well, zoning doesn't always work the way people would like it to work. You can have a garage that looks like a garage from the outside, but somebody's running a diesel repair shop in it.
Yes, right.
Okay, it looks the same. Looks like a garage, but it's illegal because it's an industrial use in a residential zone. Well, what's the issue with the parking space?
like I said, the no parking the front setback, so per staff policy, we allow, if the driver was there in 1978, we'll like grandfather it in. I did go look at the old maps, it wasn't there, however, we were talking about the new.
Yeah, the pavement wasn't, but there was gravel there and they were parking there.
When
So,
did you buy the property?
like, I guess 10, I don't know exactly, 10, 11 years ago, 12 years ago, somewhere.
Well, it's in 1970.
Yeah, we got
No.
there is, with the new regulation updates, there is ways for your zone to allow parking the front setback screening is a requirement, also square footage. So I believe
The
there is.
screening is
Yeah,
ridiculous. It's like
screening,
9 feet
screening,
tall.
that you check that
You can
one.
see it.
I do want to. I want to meet with you guys like after this, like sometime next week, because I believe there is a way to, you might need to modify it.
I mean, you
but
could
there's a
just
way
tell
to
right there
legalize it,
about how it looks. Also, just to draw your attention, you see that little white car there?
This one?
No, the white car in the back.
Oh, yes. Mhm.
Okay, now to the left,
Mm.
which right there is a garage. In order to keep the garage clear, you could only park that white car and the car next to it. That's it.
Mhm.
So for a house that large, you literally can only have 2 spaces and a garage. And that's it.
Yeah, but how did this house start? Did it start as a one family?
Well, you know, in 1906, I imagine it wasn't a single
Well,
family.
when you started breaking it up into multiple.
No, but I think it was a
families,
multifamily for
I
probably
believe it's
50 years.
illegal.
I realize that, but at some point,
right.
somebody decided to make it multifamily and created their own parking problem.
Right, and that's where we'll probably put the gravel down.
Mhm.
That
But
may
it-
be true, but
Yeah.
what I'm saying is, it started probably started as a single family house 100 years
Right,
ago.
right.
Somebody decided to put some work into it and break it up into individual.
I'm
apartments.
not disputing, I'm just trying
And-
to make the
Mhm.
reasonableness point.
Yeah, I believe there is a way to legalize that. Might need some tweaking, might need to be reduced slightly, but there's like it's a brand new.
There's still a
regulation.
decent amount of grass between that left car, he's parked literally right on the Belgian block.
Mhm. So there is a
Yeah,
way
but
to.
you haven't
get
been
it
able to park in a front setback for how many years?
Long time,
Yeah.
long time, yeah.
That's been an issue for
Except
a
that
long time.
I know that that's the ordinance or the law. But almost, I would say 60% of the properties
Do have that, yeah.
within a half a mile radius has that exact situation.
That's true, yeah. Half my cases are parking, to be
So-
honest, but
And we're not even talking about like this, we're talking about
citywide, I'd say.
triple curb cuts.
Mhm.
Like I have a single curb cut,
Mhm.
like curb cuts that can fit 3 cars
Mhm.
this way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
With cars on tandem on the other side, but 9 cars,
Mhm.
on Couch. What's the road that makes the right turn? when you go
I
up?
believe it's capture, like, pretty much right here too, but.
If this was in Stanford, that's the width of your curb cut. You can't go any wider.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, different places have different regs, all right, so
All right,
that,
so I can talk with you about this
Yes,
after,
yeah.
and we can figure out a way to do
so how
something.
did, so we're, all right, so what are you doing? You got
So-
a contractor yard issue,
Mhm.
the parking is another,
Yeah,
He's gonna work with us on the parking, and we're gonna move and make nice compliant with the square footage requirement, the sheds.
and when we meet, we could talk about, both issues. Most likely, this is gonna need an updated survey, just so we could, so we can determine the coverage and everything. This, we have the zoning information chart and everything,
what's
but
that stuff between the boundary and that white vehicle?
this,
That's a pickup truck with stuff on top of it.
I can probably get the oblique.
That's gotta go. I've been bugging him about that. That's gotta go. It's just one of his trucks with
I get the other side.
stuff on top.
It looks
Well,
like
not
just a
in that
pile of stuff.
Oh, yeah,
It's on
that's-
top of his
Yeah,
roof,
yeah,
on top of the roof.
I have two
Right.
ladders on top of it. To be honest to you, Honor, I never had an issue over there with the neighbors, cause I get along with
Well, somebody
everybody.
complained.
And I explained to Al when I came here the first time, I said, there's a new lady who bought the second house after his property, which the guy behind, which is my friend too as well, I do
Mhm.
mainly for him as well. You know, he was telling me, oh, this lady,
It doesn't matter.
Order.
She's a new
Right,
owner,
right.
she's her right.
But I cleaned all of the rest that was already there and around the fence,
Mm.
which, she wants that to get clean. That was the complaint for, so.
Well, we have to
everything's been
comply with
removed.
their complaint.
What I said before, if it looks nice and orderly, nobody cares.
That's a lesson
When
you
it
should learn
start-
right there,
when it
because I
start
didn't like the way it
looking
looked
bad,
either.
Somebody
Yeah.
complains and then you end up here.
So, yeah.
Alright, so what do we do?
I'd say, move it to February, the February meeting, sorry. For meeting,
What
I'll,
about the-
I'll
the-
reach
the
out.
fence?
This is really the first time we've been.
Yes, yeah, so I'm, do you have business card or any chance for that? I think I have.
Just,
Uh,
we just write it down.
oh, yeah, and I'll give you my business card too. Just look it. I'll just email, might be best. Are you local?
Not far,
Gotcha.
North Stanford.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Thank you, and here's me, I'll send you an email, we'll can set up time to meet up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you,
Thank you.
thank you.
Pete, so,
Thank you for that.
Okay. Have a nice day. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, then we picked one for the Ohio.
40 Ohio.
Yeah, and he's here.
Oh, all right, I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good.
40 Ohio.
Thank you all.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Honor.
Take care.
This one, a lot happened since I sent the citation, so,
Well, this is also a new.
yes, it is a new one, yes.
No.
It's okay.
6 different jackets over here.
Yeah, Golden Hill is like, is spots over there.
Mhm. Actually, want to-
Pick up on.
I had more people than me that don't complain, emailing me about it. This, I'll let you, you can do that introduction.
Name,
My name is Diego Rodriguez. I am representing the owner, Mr. MD Rodriguez.
And I have a letter, actually, oh, thank you for that. So yeah, he is representing the homeowner. Here's a letter showing that, they gave him permission to do it. So this one does have a history, but, yeah, ever since I sent the letter, a lot happened, so. Oh,
are you Diego or Patrick?
Diego,
Oh, you're Diego.
Diego Rodriguez.
let me share.
Okay. All right, so what's up? This is new, right?
Yes. So this all started with a permit which I approved back in the day to for an addition to make a 2.5-story house. So we approved the permit. This was back in a while ago. Oh, here, right here.
So 2.5 turned into 3?
Yes, pretty much. Yeah, this was back in 2023. I approved the permit. So they submitted a 2.5-story, we approved it. Then the original builders went ahead and built a 3-story. They didn't set in the this is a view of the back of the property. This should be set in 2 feet.
So that's
The rear should
a
be set in 2 feet.
dorm, I mean, a shed dormer that makes that third level more than a half story.
Correct, yes. So that was the issue.
What is it under the current regulations?
It was approved as a 2.5-story, which was.
Yeah, but what is the current?
Oh, yeah. We kept.
Because they changed considerably in February.
They did, yes. So under the approval for this, it was just, it was old regulations, it was just height and everything. So it was approved to be 35.5 feet to the peak, which translates to the current zone is CD2, I believe. Wrote that down somewhere.
My question
Yeah.
is more,
Oh, yeah, it still doesn't comply.
does it comply with the current?
The third story,
Regs,
it
or-
does not, know. Because it would still, we would still consider it the 2-story just because of the 2 feet that needs to be set in from both side and rear. Just to keep it
Oh, I
contained.
got it.
wouldn't
So
be
the shed
rear.
dormers can't go all the way out to the roof.
Correct, yes. So this was discovered early on, the original builders, we met with them. We were pretty much saying that we're not gonna, because this was a little flip job, they were flipping the house, so. Obviously, they couldn't get the CO and put it in the market if we didn't sign off on it, we're saying we said, they said they were gonna apply for a variance, they never did, the original builders. Just, they wanted them for a 3rd story, they never
What's
did
the
that.
original?
I'll talk to the original builder, I do not have his name.
That's all right.
Yeah, he threw everyone under the bus, so we were, because we had it kind of hostage in the permitting process, we wouldn't close it out.
Well, you wouldn't issue a certificate of zoning compliance.
Because it didn't comply, yes, so we were meeting, this was early last year, which we were meeting, like the summer and fall of last year. They said they were gonna apply for a variance, they never did, and we just never heard from them, so that's what motivated me to send a citation, because the neighbors still wanted some resolution. For, because they were just staring at a 3-story building, and
So is this,
so the violation I sent was for the creation of the 3rd story and just not having a COCC. But so I sent the citation, then the day later, Mr. Rodriguez came in, they hired him to pretty much fix what was originally approved. You can kind of see this was the original approval, how the dormer should have looked like.
yeah, they
set in,
built
set
it
in,
too wide,
set in. So
get too high. And
so they hired new builders, hired Mr. Diego Rodriguez, and they are
so you're a builder.
No, the owner contact the company that where they work to make a solution for the violation.
Mhm.
We didn't know the
What did your
original
company do?
plans. So the owner contact a new contractor because I understand that the old contractor may create the wall in the incorrect position. So right now the owner contract a different contractor and
Mhm.
the wall
So what
was
does your company do?
created, my
What does your
company,
yeah.
GEP Engineering Architectural Services.
Oh, I got it, okay.
Yeah.
yeah. So I sent the letter out on the 13th. So Mr.
So
Rodriguez.
what needs to be done to correct
They
whatever's wrong here?
Yeah, revert back to the original approved. So literally the day after I sent the citation, Mr. Rodriguez came in and he spoke with not me, but someone else saying, do we need a permit to fix it and to go back what was originally approved? They told him no, he got a stamp off approving it. So a few days after, 4 days after I sent the citation, he sent me these photos just showing that they're working on it right now to
Oh, they
fix it.
are?
Yeah, so they are currently fixing it. So literally a day after my citation got sent out, they started working on it. So so we still have that, I'm just, reason why it's here, because I sent it out, but we could close it out since we do have it still under hostage. We won't issue COZC certificate of compliance until it's zoning compliant. We could keep it in the.
So
citation
why
process.
gang up on them if they're, cause you have it,
Mhm,
right?
yes,
You have,
mhm. It's like, yeah, currently vacant, no one's living in there, and no one can live there until, and it
you
can't be
can't get a
resold.
CO. Is anybody living there now?
Doing else now, it's a flip, I believe.
Really?
Hmm.
Since 2023?
Yes.
Somebody's been paying a lot of money.
Mhm.
Yeah, a lot of money.
What are you gonna do here? Looks like they're gonna take this out and fix it.
Yeah. Sure.
So. I believe we are good to close. The only reason why it's here, because the first letter was sent, but I'm comfortable closing it, and since we still, we won't issue compliance, and because it is part of the normal process right now to get it closed out.
Oh,
Just timing wise, it was just, ironic how I sent a letter out, and even before they got delivered, Mr. Rodriguez came in to,
you
work
could
on
al-
fixing it.
you could always withdraw it.
True. So yes, I am comfortable.
You wanna withdraw it?
Yes, I'm comfortable having it closed. Because I'm sure today, they're, well, it's cold today, but I'm sure they're working on it now to get it compliant.
What are we on, a violation or NOV?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, no, no, you,
I know.
yes, you can show you how to. Did you speak to Julia or no?
Yes,
okay, got it.
only two minor changes.
Okay.
I'm going to work
Oh,
on it
awesome.
today.
Okay.
Thank you.
No problem.
So you're working off the old plans regardless of the new
Mhm, yes.
regulations.
mhm. It was one of the rare cases that they proposed it at 2 feet and we approved it at 2 feet, so it's not like we made them change it, they proposed it compliant, and the old builder
Yeah,
just went ahead and built a third story. Always look at the plans. All good?
Okay,
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
perfect. Thank you so much
Thanks
for
for
your time.
jumping on.
Okay, thank
Thanks
you.
for-
Okay,
Thank you for
Thank
waiting.
you for taking care of this. Door 8, Dover. Anybody else here?
Nope.
Oh, we're done. So what's 8 Dover?
Eight Dover, 2 illegal apartments. They,
This is brand new.
brand new, yes. So John had an inspection with the fire marshal and the health department, I believe. For, he was invited to an inspection with them and he got photo evidence. He was inside both apartments. It's in a zone where they can do a multifamily. However, they need
You have to
permits.
do it the right way.
We do it right, yes, so inspection was done, the photos up here, so 1 illegal unit. 2 illegal units. I sent the notice of violation and the citation, but I have not received a response from the owner. And I sent it out on the 13th and our constable delivered it on the 19th, the citation.
Continue to February 26th.
Gotcha.
And you'll send another notice
Yes.
because they're not here.
I think the last, well, we took off Dairy
This-
Farm.
Takes effect at Dairy Farm.
Yes.
All right,
We have Dairy Farm and Garner. Yes.
well, let's do Dairy Farm because
Got it.
we kicked that over first.
Yes. So.
Okay, so the violation is what, contractor's yard?
Contractor's yard, and, let's see.
Basically, but now there's a fire.
Yes, so fire happens,
It's not inhabited.
yes. The, I'll just put it up on the, computer, your map. The violation was for exterior stuff,
Well, when they,
yes, so it's all it's a backyard pretty much, they just, the homeowner stores all his commercial, he has a company.
all the way back.
All the way back, all the way up to the highway. We do believe it, we don't have a survey of the property, it probably does encroach on state property. All his piles and everything. If you, there is a view where you can see the wall was busted and it was repaired, I'm assuming by the homeowner, because there's an address sign on it now too. So the violation was for commercial vehicle, the commercial equipment in the back.
You wanted to, you go back through the title. And take a look at the takings map from the 50s.
Hmm.
And see where the boundary is.
That's a good idea. Yeah, so,
You just have to get
where did the bust?
take the ownership back. It was probably Stu Leonard's.
Good point. Oh, that's how they got the name.
That's why they call it Dairy
Dairy.
Farm Road. And
Hmm.
when the turnpike went through, they split it. They split the farm up. So
Hmm.
that's why you have Dairy Farm Road and the rest of those houses all look like barns.
Did not know that.
And back in the 60s, the Is it called Clover Farms then? If you go south on Strawberry Hill, pretty much across the street from the ball field,
Mhm.
there was a row of milk machines.
Hmm.
Where are you? No, you gotta
Stu
go,
Leonard's.
no, move the map up. No, the other way.
Here's Norden, Strawberry Hills.
Okay, so
Yeah.
there's Norton. You see
Mhm.
Roxbury Road? Put Roxbury Road in the middle.
Where's Roxbury? Looking at?
Take Strawberry Hill down south of the turnpike there.
Oh, there we go. Mhm.
And then you got Schofield Place.
Mhm. It's Schofield, Roxbury, Norden.
Okay, see there's the old school, which became a nursing home,
Mhm.
and now it's Maplewood, I guess.
Maplewood at Strawberry Hill, yep.
Right.
Mhm.
Well, the reason there's ball fields there, the ball field is there is because there used to be a grammar school.
Hmm.
And it was sold in the city sold it and it became a nursing home. The milk machines were either at the corner of Roxbury or Schofield, I can't remember which.
Hmm.
And yeah, that was all,
Right here.
if you go closer, like where Norton's is, that was all open.
Oh, this was
You know,
open.
there at
Mhm.
Norton Place, that's all in the fifties
Hmm.
or sixties.
Hmm.
Then if you go north of the turnpike, you go from Strawberry Hill. There's Dairy Farm,
Mhm.
and then you go east. From there, Dairy Farm curves to the left to pick up William Street,
Mhm.
but then
Here
you
we go.
keep going.
William
You
Street
know,
or?
they run along William Street, yeah,
Hmm.
you run along. There's the ball fields for Nathan Hale,
Mhm.
Lighthouse, and then, I think. Move the map up. Up the other way.
Oh.
Okay.
Karen Rowland.
Yeah, Karen Drive,
Mhm.
that was all, a lot of those old houses, they were built probably in the sixties,
Hmm.
50s and sixties, they look like, barns.
Hmm.
Um, But anyway, it looks like from the aerial, you got your work cut out for you,
Yes. Mhm. For sure, where Dairy Farm,
because,
yeah.
you know, part of that,
It pops up the business on
is that
there.
it?
Yep,
Yeah, it looks like the business is right up against the
the wall.
wall there,
Mhm.
that's,
Yes. Yeah, the representative for the property, they, like I mentioned before, they had a fire. She did email me. Again, similar with that, 40 Ohio, the day after something happened, the day after I sent the citation, they had a pretty bad house fire.
Yeah.
So they just requested I get pushed to the next hearing. Where the house isn't livable right now, so.
okay. You talked to them about this already.
Yes, yeah, and they're willing to meet with me and everything to resolve everything, just not in the case right now to act on it. Oh, yeah. Thank you.
What was the other one, Garner?
The Garner, yes. So this one is a repeat.
Kendall Court?
Oh, yeah, we wanted, I forgot that one. We also want to go back
That's the
to.
guy with the boat?
Yes, Kendall, yes. Want to do that one first? Or you want to do Garner?
Well, I got it up here, so,
Kendall, okay.
no,
Oh, Garner?
yeah,
Okay.
Kendall.
Oh, Kendall. I think it's file,
How sure are we that this thing is done?
I went by twice and it was gone both times, so I went by went by the 5th of, no, oh yeah. The 13th of this month and the 12th, sorry, the 6th of this month, and both times it was removed, so went by twice this month, it's been removed, he said it was removed. The weekend after.
Let's just get rid of this.
Any find, there was that October meeting where, since we had the Zoom issue, we were ready to
Yeah, we're ready to drop a fine on it, but then.
The greater power
they had
intervenes.
Communication problems and
Mhm.
then they ended up fixing it, so.
Mhm.
You know, and who gets dinged for this? The guy's parents. I I don't know. What do you think? Did we just object strenuously if we just closed it?
I'd object strenuously, don't do anything strenuously. This was my first, or since I got promoted, this was my first violation. This one's been going on since the notice of violation, April 3rd last year. So this has been going on for a while, and this was, you can count how many times we heard. I'd like to get our money back, at least with the mailing, at least with how many times we met, the mailings. Under 1,000, but I think $1,000 would be a fair fine, because how long it took. They are eligible for, I did calculate to the day they said they removed the vote, it'll be $32,000 if they, we find them up until the day they remove the vote. And we did send the hearing on not hearing, I said apologies, our constable service out every time, so that is a charge.
Did,
every time we-
Did he ever request a hearing?
I don't believe he ever did.
I mean, it would be in the file, right?
Yes, yeah, he did not, request, so it was just, he was on my first hearing and he just kept on, we kept on it. He is not. Yeah, I did email him, earlier this week, he got oral notice last time, I did email him letting him know about the time and date, but, he is not here and didn't let me know if he would be here.
I'm gonna call this uncontested because he didn't formally request a hearing. We
Okay.
took evidence, but with him not here, I don't wanna
Mhm.
act on that.
That's fair.
So, I'll call it an uncontested hearing. And do you certify that the owners did not request a hearing on this citation?
Yes, I'd certify that.
How much does it cost every time you send a?
File, it's, roughly $63, that's the average, so for this one.
How many times did it say?
One,
We got
two,
Notice of
3, 4, 5,
violation, the citation.
6, 7 times, so we only send it for the citation and the hearing notices, so we sent him out 7 times to the constable. So do that rough math.
And how much each time?
$63 is the average cost for our constable.
I'll make it $750.
Okay. Thank you.
Let him. Let's see if
I'll just out by tomorrow. Okay, Garner.
we did the other. Lato,
Yes, that was Felix. That was closed without a fine.
Yeah.
There.
like polar opposites.
It's, for 17 Felix, Mr. Lato was very, he worked with us, so.
What? Oh, here it is.
So this one, this will be the second time we hear it.
What's the whole deal here?
This is the one where they illegally converted their garage to a living space and was renting it out as Airbnb. So they renting out several rooms which share a kitchen. Before I get too much into it, where is it?
Have you heard from them?
Yes, they did email me this the other day, yesterday actually. Dumb share screen isn't working. There we go. So we sent out the hearing note, they were last year in October, I believe. They got oral notice, but I sent the constable out and our constable service delivered service on the 16th of this month, so 6 days ago. She did email me, the homeowner emailed me yesterday on the 21st, saying that they just got the notice and that they were unable to make it today. It was dropped off by Abode by our constable service on the 16th. Believe they not, according to them, they did not read
How
or
did
see
they
the letter.
request a hearing?
I did an inspection, so we got a complaint. From a drive-by, saw the violation was there. I reached out to them for an inspection request. I did an inspection and I let the, I believe it was the husband of the owner know that he can request a hearing. And he did. So the first time we met, they did request a hearing.
Can you,
Was orally.
can you? What?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So this is, I don't have all the photos on. We're trying to streamline it according to orders from the higher ups, the presentation. So the the front used to look like this, and they did work to pretty much close it all up. It was a garage, so they closed it all up.
Yeah, this is
And,
the one where they
They took away.
converted the garage, they
Mhm.
took away parking.
Mhm,
The parking that they do have is now in a setback.
mhm.
The citation was for a regulation that doesn't exist anymore, right?
I believe so, yes. The rooming
Parking
house-
permitted in rear yard only, well, that rule is gone.
Yes, now it's a front yard, so they are in CD. What's on the, yeah,
1S.
1S, yeah, so that does now allow the parking within the front setback, however, I was able to confirm this with fellow staff. If you take away the compliant parking, which was already there, you cannot replace that with parking that's in the setback, even if we do allow it under certain circumstances.
What?
So since that's a complicated.
Well, all right,
Yeah.
all right, so you had one space in the garage,
Mhm.
one outside the garage. So
Mhm.
you had one in compliance because it's in the garage,
Mhm,
and the other non-compliant because it's in the setback.
mhm.
So
They got rid of one though.
they got rid of one, and now they still have a requirement for how many spaces? Two?
2 for a single family house, yes, even though this is not being used as a single family house.
Well, it's okay, so let's
Mhm.
stick with single family. All right, so you need two, and
Mhm.
what they've done is created more of a non-conforming. It's not two, it's two, right?
2, yeah. Mhm.
Okay, so that's issue number one. Issue
Mhm.
number two is, is it a multifamily? What's going on? Is it turned into a rooming house? What are they, what exactly are they up to here?
Looking at it, I would classify it as a rooming house because the whole converted area, it's rooms with a shared kitchen. So they're what they
Shared,
can.
what do you mean, rooms with a shared kitchen?
So the bedrooms are individually locked. They have each bedroom has a fancy key lock, which I believe I have a picture here, where every bedroom door is one of these. I believe there's 3 bedroom doors in the basement, and they rent out individual rooms and on
It's a rooming
Airbnb.
house.
Yes, it's a rooming house, yes. And they share a kitchen, which I
Did
they
the
share this kitchen.
citation, and they share it among the rooming house people, or
The
with the
renters,
main-
yes.
what about the main house?
They have their own separate kitchen, so there's
Well, that's a violation right there.
correct, yes. Mhm.
So what's the citation say?
The citation says,
Let me see if you got it.
that's the notice of violation of the citation. The different order. Citation, here we are. So I did it for work without permits and the uses, so work without permits for converting the garage and the use, having a rooming house on the property.
Okay, so you got the rooming house covered.
Mhm.
Where's the, where's the parking?
I'm sorry, I'm parking,
You didn't put it in?
yes, that was a mistake on my end. Typically, they fix it, the intention was they would have to convert it back to a garage, so it would fix itself by restoring the work that was done without permits. Because no matter what, they would have to make that space back into a garage to be parking compliant. I can pause it. I can pause it for a
We're
second.
taking a recess for a couple of minutes. How are you? Good.
Give me 1 second, still recording.
Where's pause? Session here. We're back in session. We had a brief recess. We're picking up on
Garner.
Garner Street, 34 Garner.
Mhm.
And we were talking about the citation, the existing citation, and what to do with this because the owners are not here.
Mhm.
So but they did get notice, right? You talked to
Yes.
them about
Mhm.
not coming.
Yeah.
So
If I just, on the owner's behalf, so yeah, it was dropped off by our constable on the 16th. I guess they didn't read it until yesterday. I suggested we could continue it to the next February hearing date, but they, said that they're gonna be out of the country and they provided me, like a plain receipt how they're, for our February hearing date, they're gonna be out of the country. So, yeah, I just wanted to put that because I said.
all right, so what you have here is an illegal rooming house.
Mhm.
You have a new parking violation, right?
Mhm.
Where and this is because the regulation changed.
Mhm.
When did you issue this? 10, yeah,
Yes.
10, okay, so the regulation changed since then.
Mhm.
But, what if he issued a revised citation? Recognizing that the parking regulation changed and write up the parking violation?
I can do that.
I mean, it's up to you,
Mhm.
because you're the one that's, citing the violations, but,
I could, however, what my intention was when they revert back, when they fix the work that was done without permit. they
That's
have
gonna
to-
cure itself?
Yes, it's gonna cure itself, so
okay.
I
Alright.
could, but I feel like it was redundant.
All right, now the other question though is, you got two kitchens here, does
Mhm.
that still make it a two-family minimum?
Minimum, yes. The rooming house is above, like, more intense, so,
So you're
I
going
thought
with
that-
the rooming house?
Yes.
I got
Mhm.
it. Okay, and what, I know you've had rooming houses in the past, what was? How do you resolve those?
Would be to remove what the elements that make it a rooming house. And make it flush with the rest of the sorry, let me share the screen here if we. So other rooming houses, they're like, you're allowed to, if you're allowed to finish space, you can have finished space in the area, but it cannot be locked bedrooms. With its own separate place, separate entrance where they're sharing a kitchen, so.
And in this case, there's actually an Airbnb ad.
Yes, so
For this.
these I was being kind of cheeky. I went on Airbnb and I looked up the address that they're advertising on for today, for this week. So I put in for this week from January 20th to 25th. It is still available to rent for $65 a night if you're interested. But so it's still they're still actively.
It's basically an SRO,
Yes.
right? You got one room, a shared bathroom.
Mhm. So yeah, they are, and they're still
Yeah.
actively advertising it
Okay.
as of I forgot when I took this. Yeah, this was from the 3rd and this
But
one.
they did ask for a hearing.
Yes, they did ask for a hearing. And this is yesterday, it's still posted for, I can write it out next week if I want to. So they requested a hearing, it was continued orally to this date, I still sent a note, I still sent the hearing officer, constable out. It was delivered a bode on the 16th, so last week, so well, it's in the 5 days.
Okay, so this citation covers everything. So
Mhm.
you're gonna go with this?
Yes, I'm confident,
And-
yes.
Okay. So what? I saw this before, right?
Yes, in October, yeah, so this is the second time it's been on.
But weren't they here?
Yes, they were.
And what was the,
We continued it, it was orally, but I still sent this out.
did they submit an application?
They did not know, no application was made, they did not reach out to me. Again, it's still being advertised to the space that was illegally converted.
When did they request a hearing?
The day of the inspection, and that was September 18th. That was it was orally, the husband requested a hearing when I was on the inspection, which was September 18th of last year. I gave them the
All
option.
right, so we met in October.
Mhm.
And I continued this to January today
Yes,
to allow the homeowners to obtain plans and submit an application.
yes,
So instead of doing that, the homeowners continue to advertise this even up to this week.
and next week.
And how do you know next?
So yesterday I went on and I changed the date for the January 27th to the 30th, and it's still up.
Oh, it's still on. So
Yes,
you
for a
okay.
cheaper rate, but it's still up.
Oh, I got it.
Mhm.
Okay. So they're just ignoring the
Yes.
system here.
Mhm.
And that, so they knew today was gonna happen.
Mhm.
So what happened?
They knew today was gonna happen. I took the liberty of sending out our another hearing notice, certified mail, and constable service.
Right, but they knew the hearing was gonna, they were gonna take it up
Mhm.
today.
Mhm.
They knew that in
October.
October.
Mhm. Yes, so they knew that. I was waiting on them to reach out. They never did.
So they did not appear for a hearing today.
Correct, yes.
And the reason they gave was what?
They said that that was printed out. Didn't print a page, but I could pull it up here in my email. So yeah, so it was dropped off at their place of abode by our constable on the 16th. And yesterday, the homeowner emailed
Well,
me.
16th is last week.
Yes, that was a notice for today's hearing. So she emailed me Tuesday, yesterday, saying she received the notice for the hearing for tomorrow about a meeting in the city, just work for the reasons. So she had work, she asked to reschedule it. I said that it's,
They knew about this in October.
yes. I said it's a set date. I could request a continuance for our next hearing, which is
So they decided not to do the Zoom either.
yes. Oh yeah, so I was checking periodically. No one joined the Zoom.
So in essence, they've done nothing to address this.
Yes.
Have you heard from them other than the email
Yesterday, no.
yesterday since October?
Yes, correct. I have not heard from them since October.
Do you have my notes from the October meeting?
I should.
Yeah. Let me
Yes.
what I said. So in October 11th. Oh, no,
I think it was
October 24th.
24th, yes.
Okay. I wrote, no evidence taken, no findings made. Matter continued to January 22nd, 2025 at 2 p.m. owner to apply for necessary permits to address any violations. So no applications have been filed,
No,
no further communication other than the email,
correct, yes.
correct?
Mhm.
All right, you ready to put on evidence?
Yes,
Did you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give in this matter shall be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth? So help you God, or under penalty of perjury?
I do.
Okay. Would you just briefly tell me, on a factual level, what the violations are here?
The violation was the work without permits. A garage was converted without permits to create living space. And in the space that was renovated without permits, another kitchen was added and individual bedrooms were made, which created a rooming house situation where people could rent individual rooms and they were sharing a kitchen.
All right, and does the work on the garage ordinarily require a zoning approval?
Yes, it does.
And would installing a kitchen require zoning approval if it's in compliance?
Correct, yes.
What zone is this in?
This zone is no, but I just wanna confirm it's. I'm saying the wrong thing on the record. CD 1M, single family 1M.
M
I'm standing
or
for me,
S?
M.
One M or one S?
Let me confirm that's. Either way, it's a single family, but let me just determine which
Okay.
single family zone it is.
And this address is 34 Garner Street?
Norwalk, Connecticut, yes.
Okay. So what you're doing now is bringing up the city map that shows the zones by street?
Yes, if it wants to work with me. There we go. CD1S.
CD1S.
Yes.
Okay, and okay, so in the CD1S, what is the allowable use in terms of number of dwelling units?
Single family, that's what the 1 in CD1S stands for, single family.
And what is the parking requirement for
For a
single family?
For a single family house, 2 parking spaces behind the front setback are required. However, in cases where the house was built prior to the regulation and they only have 1 parking spot behind the front setback, they are allowed to just use that 1. But any change of use would
Okay.
require more
All
parking.
right. So have you conducted an inspection either outside or inside?
Yes, both. And I conducted this on September 18th, 2024.
Inside or outside?
Both inside and
What
outside.
did you find from the outside?
From the outside, I found that the garage door, which was once there, was removed without any proper permits being done, and just it was walled off to create a living space where a garage once was.
When you say garage door, is one of those overhead doors?
Yes, I have a picture right here. It's a blue one.
Right, and what did you find? What did you have, what did you find in terms of parking, on-site parking?
Parking, in terms of on-site parking, what I saw was just cars were piled in the driveway, so they were parked in tandem on the driveway within the setback.
Okay, and how do you know it's in the setback?
Just visually, I do not have a survey of the property, but visually, the house is pretty close to the road. And when I compared it to our near map system, I do not have it on the computer, but I'm holding up to the camera right here. Measuring from the approximated property line to the front of the house is 36 feet, even with a 5 foot plus or minus margin of error. Any required parking spot would need to be 19 feet deep after the 30 feet, because parking needs to start at 30 feet. Behind 30 feet, so in a compliant parking spot is 8.5 by 19, so any parking within the driveway, just visually, you can confirm that is
And
in violation.
you just showed me a picture of the driveway would look like 2 vehicles in it.
Correct, yes.
And both of those vehicles would be at least
Yes,
partially in the front setback, if not entirely.
yes, correct.
What did you find on the inside?
On the inside, found that it was completely finished where there were several bedrooms with its own individual, keynote lock where numbers were, needed to enter a room, and the bedrooms are separated by these locks, and there's a common area where, people renting out the individual bedrooms just have a common living area and a common kitchen.
Okay, and you mentioned kitchen, is that the only kitchen in the house, or is there another kitchen?
I did not inspect the second floor, but they claim that there is a kitchen. The husband of the property owner claimed that there's a second kitchen that they're using upstairs. So to my knowledge, there's at least two kitchens.
All right, okay. And how many units?
It should be a single family, however, in my inspection, I determined it was it was a rooming house because there was a single family living on the upstairs on the second floor. There was at least, to my knowledge, 3 separate bedrooms that were individually being rented out.
And does that meet the definition of rooming house?
Correct, yes. So it's individual bedrooms being with a common space with a shared utilities such as washing in the kitchen.
All right, and how did this all come to your attention?
This came to our, this was filed back in September. A complaint was filed regarding illegal dwelling units and parking issues. So when a drive-by inspection was conducted and saw that the garage was converted without permits, that's when notice was given.
All right, and you issued a citation?
Yes,
Well, before the citation, was a notice of violation issued?
correct, yes. The notice of violation was sent out on the September 9th of 2024. And a citation was sent out on the following, a month later, and October 11th.
Okay, and your memo here says on September 18th, 2024, you conducted your inspection.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And was this citation brought up to a hearing
Yes.
or rather a meeting?
Yes, so yes, we met October 23rd of last year.
All right, and do you remember who attended the meeting?
It was both the homeowner and her husband, the husband who I conducted the inspection with.
And that would be Daniela Alfaro?
Yes, that is the homeowner.
And the husband's name?
I do not remember, to be honest. I may have an
Okay,
email.
but they were both here.
Yes, they were both here, yes.
And did you receive any correspondence? Well, but before we get to that. What was the disposition after our first meeting on this in October?
During the meeting, we discussed the findings that I had with my inspection. And the determination was that the homeowners would need to make an application with the necessary materials to convert the living space that was created back into a garage.
And the matter was continued till today.
Correct, yes.
Since the October meeting, has the homeowner filed any applications to correct the violations?
This office has not, to my knowledge, this office has not received any application to do so.
You do mention that the homeowner requested a hearing and you said that was orally?
Yes,
And you
orally,
accepted that as in lieu of a written?
yes,
request?
it was during the inspection on the 19th of November.
Okay. And do you have any other evidence that this is being marketed as a rooming house?
Yes, so
What
going
do
to
you
the
have?
screen, which I'm not sharing anymore. The space that was renovated without permits is being advertised on the website Airbnb. It's a short-term rental site. And so I've been keeping an eye on it. These photos that are advertised match the rooms. They match what I found on the inspection. So I determined this to be the same address, even though they don't list it, just due to my inspection photos compared to what's posted online. These are the same exact rooms, same exact furniture, appliances. So I checked the Airbnb website, which is anyone could do it. I have no special access to Airbnb. I found a listing and I set pretended to be a potential renter, and I put the date out for the week of this hearing. As you can see on screen, January 20th to the 25th for one guest. I see the homeowner's name is Daniela Alfaro. You can see the host is Daniela, so some more proof. So this week I can rent it out.
Let me back that up a little. It says 5 years hosting.
Yes, so.
Do you know what that means?
It's For the host, not the property, so it's possible that this host just has other rental properties.
Okay, all right.
Where it's not necessarily this house has been hosted for 5 years, but just she has hosted. And
So you ran this search on January 3rd,
Yes.
2025?
yes,
And it's for this week.
correct, yes. And if I may add, I did the same thing on the 13th, 10 days later, it was still posted. Daniela, still posted. And
Same pictures.
same pictures, yes. And yesterday, on the 21st, I did the same thing for next week. So you could see that the area that was done without permits, you could rent it out next week from the 27th to the 30th is still being advertised, the area that was done without permits.
So it appears that the homeowners are just ignoring the violation.
Yes, and still profiting off of it.
Okay. All right, so let's, your file will be incorporated into the record here. The things that you showed me specifically are your memo dated January 22nd, 2025.
Mhm.
Your memo from October
Mhm.
2024.
Mhm.
The citation dated October 11th, 2024.
Mhm.
And photographs. The
Yeah.
photographs consist of the one photograph taken from the street.
Mhm. I do have a slew of photographs.
And this is Street View on Google.
Yes, and I have,
Okay,
that's.
and
this will show the date.
before, okay, now I'm gonna mark this as photo number 1. And I wanna just make sure I'm understanding this correctly. There's a red marker kind of outlining in the shape of a rectangle.
Mhm.
What is that your marking?
Yes, that
What
is
is
my
that?
thing. That was to coincide it with the what was how I found it on Airbnb, how I was able to determine that this house was on being advertised at Airbnb. So that area that is shown right there. If you don't mind me grabbing it, those features of the house do appear on the ad for Airbnb as Airbnb.
Oh, so in other words, it's how you connected it. to
Yes,
the-
because they don't, for safety reasons, Airbnb doesn't show the address until after you book.
Right.
However, you're able to, with some detective work,
Okay,
you can see,
And-
what's done.
now, says September 2016.
Yes,
But I want to ask you, is this photograph a fair and accurate representation of the subject property at 34 Garner Street
to my knowledge, yes.
from the street?
Yes, correct,
Well,
from the
you-
public right
you
away.
viewed it.
Yes.
It's-
Mhm.
Yes, the answer is yes.
Yes,
All right, so that's photo 1. You had another photo that kind of showed
yes,
a couple of
some changes.
vehicles. I'm gonna call this photo number 2.
This is from the same angle as was taken from the Google Street View.
Right, but you took this picture?
Yes,
And is this a fair and accurate representation of the house
yes,
as you viewed it on September 18, 2024?
yes,
Okay, and I noticed a gray door that looked like a regular entrance door
Mhm.
instead of the garage door,
correct,
right?
yes.
Okay. And do you have pictures of the inside?
Yes,
That Okay.
here's the common area.
photo 3. And photo 3 shows what appears to be a kitchen
Mhm.
or a kitchenette,
Yes, a kitchenette for the common area for the rooms.
and you saw this inside the house during your inspection on September 18, 2020.
Yes, I took that photo, yes,
Okay, is that a fair and accurate representation of what you saw
yes.
inside the house during your inspection?
Mhm.
Okay. And is, what if anything, about this photo, leads you to believe there's a violation?
The creation of the kitchen, where there should not be, there should only be one kitchen in this house. And, this should all be unfinished garage area behind these walls. That should be unfinished garage, including part of this right here.
Okay.
This is the, bedroom that was once where the garage was. You can see there's a bed there now. The homeowner claimed that, it is either, their family who lives there. So no, but again, I have no proof of that, so it could be rented out. This is where the garage door should be, this wall right
Oh, I
here.
see, okay, so this is basically in the space that should be a garage.
Correct, yes.
Okay. that's
And
photo.
two more photos of the two other bedrooms there in the basement.
So photo 5 is another bedroom, and this is also in the garage area?
Can't determine if that was where the garage once was, but
No,
they
but
could
the
be.
area
Yes,
adjacent to the
yes,
garage.
yes, in the basement. I've only inspected the basement, I did not go on the second floor. That is just
And
the
then
third
photo
bedroom.
6. Is this another
Yes, that's the third bedroom in
bedroom
the basement.
that's in the basement?
Mhm. And the last photo is, I just took a photo of one lock, but every single bedroom had these, fancy electronic, door locks where you have to enter a keypad to enter, so. My assumption is that the renters would just, when they rent a room, they would be texted or emailed a code, so they could
And that
access
was
their
their own
room.
security for the. for
Yes, and each bedroom had one of those in it, but I just have one photo.
Are Airbnbs allowed under the zoning regs?
Airbnbs, we do not have any restriction for it, however, you can only rent out what is, legal, so only spaces that, you do.
So if you rent out your entire house as an Airbnb, that's okay.
Yes, correct.
But if you rent out rooms as a rooming house
Mhm.
in a zone where rooming houses are not allowed,
Mhm.
that's not allowed.
Correct, yes.
Okay, so I have the photographs. The citation is on
Um,
record.
Yes, yeah. This was
You
the,
do have a return of service here from Constable Peter Bondi.
yes, that is,
Notice, this is, now, is this a belt and suspenders notice?
yes. Mhm.
Are these required on continuations of meetings and hearings?
These are not, these are just to ensure that, the respondents do receive notice of hearings, and here is, what was delivered by Constable Bondi, a copy of it.
All right, so click those
Yes.
together.
And it was also sailed out by regular and certified mail, and according to Constable Bondi, he did drop off this abode at, January 16th.
Okay, all right. Anything else you wanna?
The only thing I'll enter into, like to, show was that, an email from the homeowner saying that they just received the letter yesterday. And that when I offered to continue it to the next month, they provided me, with, plane tickets. I won't show it to the camera for their privacy reasons, that they're gonna be out of the country for the next, hearing in February. So even though they requested the hearing, they had oral notice, and notice was given to them by mail.
Well, I gave them
Yes.
notice at the
Mhm.
last
Yes.
meeting in
Mhm.
October.
They received
We
notice.
scheduled this day.
They claim to not know about it, until yesterday. And that's, this email packet right here.
Well, that, if you go back and look at the recording, I'm
Mhm.
sure, because we talk about that. And one of
Yes.
the things that you typically ask is, would you like me to send you notice?
Mhm.
And most of the time, the answer is no. Sometimes people ask for notice, especially if there's
Mhm.
a language issue, but,
Mhm. And yeah, notice was dropped off at their place, 6 days ago, and they just never responded until yesterday.
Okay. All right, and then the file itself and the memos are all part of the record, so.
Mhm.
Now. I have enough evidence to make a finding that there are the two violations that you cited for this property. One is, work done without the appropriate zoning permits.
Mhm.
Which implies that there's no building permit
Mhm.
for any of this work, which leads to a potential for health and safety issues.
Mhm.
The other violation is the rooming house, and you've given me evidence. Do you have these Airbnb ads on paper, or you showed me on the screen, but and we can include those in the record.
I
You can
believe,
make paper
yeah.
copies. and-
they are part of, here, so yes, these are printed out.
Okay, I see that. So I'll note for the record that I've seen them both on the screen when you're flipping through them now, so I can see the paper ones. Excuse me.
Mhm.
So I'm finding that there's the two violations. In addition, there's a parking violation that involves parking within a setback, which is not allowed. But that's not in the citation because I assume that's part and parcel of doing the work and eliminating previously legal parking space.
Mhm.
Okay. So I found the two violations. I'm also finding that these are deliberate violations in light of the fact that you have issued a notice of violation and a citation, both of which they received. They did appear at the last meeting in October of 2024. They were given notice at that meeting of today's session, and they continue to advertise these rooms on Airbnb, which is flies in the face of what we're trying to accomplish here, and that is to bring properties that do not comply with regulations, to bring them into compliance. So I'm making all those findings. And what do you have a recommendation or a request for a fine?
Yes, so the state maximum, which we can apply to my math, it was 14,850. However, I decided to pick the amount they're charging per room, which is 60 per night, which is $65 a night. So instead of the 150 a day, I decided to did the math for that $65 a night for the days of after the citation was sent. And I came to the number of 6,435, and that would be my recommended fine. And I'm more than willing to do the math again if you wish.
All right, I'm gonna mark this as a contested hearing because that's the way the notice read, it's a hearing. And the owner did request a hearing. And I stated my findings, which are being recorded. And I've looked at your memo and I've considered your recommendation. I don't think that just calculating a fine based on what the monthly or daily rather rental would be is appropriate because there's frankly, no penalty involved with something like that. It's just basically a forfeiture. So I'm going to impose a fine of $7,500.
$7,500.
Yes.
Thank you.
And with that, this hearing is closed, and I think we can adjourn the meeting today.
Yes, I believe so too. Thank you all for
The
watching.
next meeting, at least for me, is February 26th at 2 p.m.
Yes.
here in the conference room at the Planning and Zoning Department.
Yes,
Norwalk City Hall.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
thank you.